guys, so today's video is about how I improved the accuracy of my drawings really quickly. So how I went from this really poor looking drawing that I did of myself a few years ago to this much more accurate and realistic drawing I did of Eddie Redmayne recently. So today I'm going to show you guys some of the series of things that I thought really improved my accuracy. Also, I just quickly wanted to mention some of the changes in my channel. So starting from today, I'm going to be doing 2 videos a week. The first one is going to be a tutorial, techniques and tips video, and the second one is going to be a speed drawings video. So this week's speed drawing video is going to be on the line that I'm currently working on, and next week's tutorial video is going to be about how I get my really smooth skin using graphite and charcoal in my drawings, such as in my Eddie Redmayne drawing and my legless drawing. So if any of those are interesting to you, please subscribe. So the most important thing when you do a drawing is to get a really accurate sketch. No matter how much shading you do, if the sketch isn't really accurate at the start, no shading is going to make whoever you're drawing or whatever you're drawing look more realistic, because the foundations were not there in the first place. So it's really important to get a really accurate starting sketch. So the first thing I did to really get an accurate sketch was I started to trace a few of my pieces. I know there's a lot of controversy, people saying that if you trace you're cheating, but if you're just using it as a learning tool, then I don't really see the shame in it. So I traced a few of my earlier pieces, and it was because I wanted to train my brain to perceive things as they really were. Because most of the time, if you're doing an accurate drawing, it's just because your brain isn't perceiving the objects as they are, so you don't transfer it onto paper that well. So tracing really is a good tool. If you trace something 10 times and then freehand it, then your skills will be that much better because you've traced it 10 times and your brain has drawn it 10 times accurately. So when you freehand it, it's going to be a lot better because you're learning the mistakes, whereas if you drew it freehand 10 times over, you're not learning how it's meant to actually be drawn, so your brain isn't learning how it should be drawn. When you're tracing the image, make sure you flip the image before you trace it, so that when you trace it onto the paper, it will come out as the right way round, otherwise it will be the flipped image. Okay, so the first thing that I do with my reference photo is that I import it into a photo editor, and I use iPicky, and that's free, and I just put a sketch effect on it, and it just gives you the basic lines of the photo, the basic outline of everything, so it's really easy to do your first drawing from. So if I was just to use the reference photo, in her face, it's hard to find distinct lines, especially around the eyes and the nose. So for the nose, there's a lot of shading, and there's a lot of gradients and transitions, but there's not many distinct lines, whereas if you go to the sketch, you can see the basic distinct lines that you'd need to draw out, and then you can refer to the photo to do all the shading. So it just takes a lot of confusion out of it by giving you those basic lines that you need to draw from. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is to mark out the reference points. So you can mark out either side of her eyes, the bottom of her nose, each side of her lips, the top and bottom of her mouth, the bottom of her chin, and the top of the head. And these are all main feature points to help you create your drawing. You can also do either side of her eyebrows. It really depends how extreme you want to go. If you're not feeling very confident, then start off with more points, and as you become more confident you can use less points. And this really helps you get a more accurate drawing. So a lot of artists use this method to measure out key points and then transfer that onto their paper, and it just gives you a really good foundation of where to start. Also, for this method, your paper needs to be the same size as your reference photo to make it work. Okay, so to mark out the point, you take the vertical measurement and the horizontal measurement and then just map that out onto your paper. Make sure that you do it the same side as you took the measurement from. So if you took it from the left hand side, then make sure that you do that measurement on the left hand side of the paper. So just keep doing this for all of the points, and I'm using a black pen here because I want it to stand out on camera, but when you do it, just use a pencil and just do it very lightly so that it's easy to rub out. Before you do each point, to help you try and become better with your accuracy, just mark out where you think it would go, and then once you mark it out using the measurements, see what you did differently, see if yours was too high or too low, and see if you are consistently doing something too high or too low, or what you're doing that's different and why you think it should be there.
and hopefully this will train your brain and make you think about where things actually are. So that's really all I did to improve my accuracy, and this just seemed to work for me. So if you have lots of points joined out, it's just really easy to join them up, and it's just easier to get more accurate drawing because you have less places to go wrong, because you already got those reference points that you know you have to meet. So definitely as you get better, use less points, or if you think you can do it without the points, so say if you do one eyebrow using the points and you think you can do it the next one without them, then don't use them. Try and do it yourself, and then you can always check to see whether your points match up, and if not, just rub it out and do it again. Another thing I want to mention is always do your sketch out first. Never draw out an eye, then shade it, and then draw the rest out. Always do your outline sketch first before you do any drawing. This is because if you shade an eye or something and then you realise it's in the wrong place, then it's really hard to rub it out, and it will just leave you with muddy looking dirty paper, and it just damages the paper as well, and you just won't get it white again. You can also use a pencil to mark it out. It's a lot quicker, so if you just measure things out on your pencil to see where it comes up to, so I'm using a mechanical pencil, so it has a lot of different points, and then you can really quickly see where each point should go using the pencil, and then you can check it with a ruler if you want to double check, but using a pencil is a really quick way to do it, and it's a way that most artists use. They just hold the pencil up and just take points of where they think it should go, and it just really makes it more accurate.
Watching. If you found this video useful, please give it a like and please subscribe. Also, you can follow me on all the social media sites. Links will be in the description. Thank you for watching and have a great day.